Hi everyone, welcome in. It is another After Sunset Sunday, and I'm Tammy. I'm the Siberian Wind. I'm glad you are here. Welcome in everyone. I see Pat and Pat D and Pat Wainwright are both here. Bob is here, Judy's here, Joan is here. Welcome in, you guys. Welcome in. Glad you are here. I did put a Q&A in the chat, so if you guys want to ask a question, feel free to ask a question. I do not mind one bit. I'm going to see if I can open this in another window. Apparently not. Not without going around and around. Hi, Jennifer or Donnie. Welcome in. Glad one or both of you are here. Glad to have you. Glad to have you. Let me go grab the chat in another window so I can have questions and chat separately because you know me. You know me. You know I want that. Linda, welcome in. Glad you are here as well. Well, oh, Lana, good to see you. So good to see you. Let's see, I'm going to swap to my questions window here. You guys are allowed to ask me any questions that you like tonight. I would love to answer them. We are going to work on the Gnome Suite Gnome project. I haven't had a good chance to work on that in a few days, so to speak. So we are going to answer, or we're going to work on it. We're going to bring up July, and then we're going to start working on August and September and see how far we get. So if you guys can see behind me, that side, that is Gnome Suite Gnome. We've got 3 gnomes, and I'm sorry the fans are blowing it, but I've got the hedgehog, we've got the wheelbarrow, the bunny rabbit is kind of hidden by the bookshelf, and then we've got the mushroom house hanging out up there as well. And then the quilt behind me is the finished quilt top for the Show and Tell giveaway quilt. It shows up much better in person than it does on the camera, but it's going to go to the quilting machine after reflections. I got to quilt reflections first. Hi Pam, hi Misty, welcome in. No Joan, I have not gotten a haircut. I really do need one. My hair is quite long. It's not as long as I would like it to be, but it is long and the ends are getting a little scraggly, so I am in need of a haircut. I'm going to see if I can get one before the retreat, but you know, life happens. Hi Denise, good to see you. Good to see you. No, he is not coming on tonight. We have been dealing with the heat and he has not been, it's his turn to not handle it very well. So he is not up for being on camera or being audible. So I'm going to see if we can get him okay by next Wednesday or next Sunday. Let me see. One of the Sundays I have Sean, and my calendar, I just saw it. I just had it. My calendar's in the house, so I will check. I will check when it is. But Sean will be joining me on another Sunday. I don't know if it's the 16th or the 23rd. I'm going to try to get Mr. Siberian Wind on here for the other one. So we will see what happens. It was in the shadows and looked like his shoulder length. Oh, gotcha. Yeah. Yep. No, it's not shoulder length yet. I'm not going that short ever again. Not if I don't have to. I eventually might, but we're not hoping for that. So what I'm going to do first tonight is this is July's template. It is 3 tulips with grass at the bottom. That is what goes on July's block for the Gnome Suite Gnome project. So that's what I'm going to work on. I don't know. Let me check. My description box may have, and guys, don't forget to hit that like button for me. I appreciate it. Yeah, there is still a link to the Purchase Gnome Suite Gnome pattern. If it is not, if the Gnome Suite Gnome pattern is not available on the site, just give Valley Fabric Shop a call. They'll hook you up. Hi, Chloe. Good to see you. Good to see you. You know what? Let me pull an image because I can put the picture up. There we go. We're going to bring up that picture, and I'm going to make it a little bit smaller because it's way big right now. But I'm going to bring that up so you guys can see the project. So this right here is the project, the picture of the project. So the gnomes are like that center section. We've already done the mushroom house, which is over here. The hedgehog is down here as well. We haven't done the bird yet. We've done the wheelbarrow, which is, there we go. wheelbarrow is next to top, and then above that is the bunny rabbit. So what we're doing right now is above the mushroom house. That's the tulips all the way to this side above the mushroom house. That's what we're going to do first. And then the other one that I have is August and September, and that is the watering can. So I've got it cut. We are going to zigzag stitch it down. We are not doing the blanket stitch. I did not do the turn under for the applique, so it is what it is. Hi, Carrie. Good to see you. Glad you are here. Let me get both of my chat windows back in front of me. There we go. So how are you guys doing tonight? Are you having a good Sunday? Has it been a good weekend? Have you sewn any this weekend? Have you sewn? I know that I caught tea quilts last night, I believe. And who else did I caught? I caught some of Sherry today. I didn't comment. I apologize, Sherry. Over at Sherry Yurton. I caught some of yours, but I didn't comment. Who else did I catch? Oh gosh, I went and caught Kathy's presentations from Saturday. I watched a whole bunch, guys. I watched a whole bunch. I promise I did. I don't remember them all. Like, I don't remember names, but I did catch them. And you know what? I do not have a grass color yet. So we get to go to the thread rack because I need a color for grass. The grass and the tulips, I need a color for it. So we're going to take this and go find a color. So bear with me. I will be right back. If you have a question for me, ask it. Come on, ask me questions tonight. Let's see. Okay. That was quick. I had some green up front. It's a Gutermann spool, and it is polyester. So that's kind of what I'm doing on all of these, is using polyester. So it's a good enough green. We're going to work with it. Carrie's got a quilt in her frame. I sent some. Okay. You sent something. Sent something. I love it. I love it. Yeah, so it has been a day, y'all. It has been a day. I've gotten some sewing done. I got 2 quilt tops done yesterday. Well, no. Did I finish? I finished one yesterday, and I finished the other today. The one that I finished yesterday is the mystery quilt coming out this year. So the new mystery quilt we're about to start just got done. And guys, it's beautiful, beautiful. And the next one is, the information about it's going to start coming out August 16th. I can't release anything before then, but August 16th, just stay tuned because I will have more information then. Hi, Kathy. So good to see you. Welcome in. I was just saying, I was watching your presentation from yesterday. Glad you are here. So I did cut some stabilizer to put behind these, so I gotta grab that. But how many of you guys have sewn this weekend? Or better yet, who have you watched on YouTube this weekend? I watched a little bit of Ian today. Believe it or not, I actually caught Ian for a change. I set some aside to quilt so that I don't piece all my kits before I come to you. Oh, that's very fair. I like that plan, Carrie. I like that. Hi, Susan. Welcome in. She's working on hand quilting Wild West. Was hoping to make more progress today. That's okay. We are working on this right here. Yes, Kathy, the bag. I liked that you stopped when you got to a point where it wasn't making sense. I really appreciated that because it's not easy. Great question, Katie. Katie from Greenland Quilter has asked a question, so thank you so much for that. She asks if I am enjoying my new place. I am, very much so. I am looking at being able to finally, guys, finally do the finished video by this weekend, I hope. I've got 3 bags sitting on the floor, and I've got some artwork that needs to go up, and I need to change out the TV on the wall, and I've got to get 2 other things out of here, and then my space is ready for photos. It's Martha Stewart ready. So we're going for the Martha Stewart look this time. Oh, good. Kathy says it's fabulous now. She got a little further on that back. Perfect. Chloe has been helping her daughter make another quilt for her dad. Oh, that's exciting. I bet she is a daddy's girl, isn't she? She is very much, she's got to be a daddy's girl. Always making a quilt for dad. I love that. That's precious. That is so precious. That's a great question, Katie. Yeah, I am enjoying my new place. It's exciting. I cannot wait for our first snow to see how that all is going to go here. To see how, well, I mean, we had snow at the end of the spring. So we had some snow, but we haven't had any lately. She very much is what Chloe says. That's adorable. Let's see. Kathy is waiting on a video to finish uploading. Then she'll be off to bed. How dare you? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. So glad you were able to stop by at least. I have got to do a couple of videos for this week. I've got to do the reflections video that comes out on Saturday. And I also have to do the video for Tuesday. Am I ready for spooky season sewing? Absolutely not. I would love to say that I am, Chloe, but I am not ready for it. I have no extra room on my plate for anything at the moment. So until after the September retreat is done, I think I'm done. I don't have any options. Replay of Sean's live is what Joan says. She watched Ian, Kathy, Quilting Compound, and Tiffany, and now me. I love that. She says, day to relax and catch up. No sewing today. Maybe start my grandson's quilt tomorrow. Oh, that'll be so awesome. That's a good plan. That's a very good plan. Kathy says the new place has to be nice to have a dedicated space for sewing and not have to steal a room out of the living space. Oh my gosh. So right. So right. Pam is asking if my crown ever made it back to me. No, my crown is still missing. It is still missing. I'm so disappointed in that crown being gone. I miss that crown like crazy. And so I went to a Lindsay Sterling concert on Friday. It was absolutely amazing. In case you guys have never seen Lindsay Sterling, this is my third time that I've seen her in concert. I saw her before she got big and ended up on the Today Show. So like I've seen her from like way back when. And by the way, hi Pam. If I didn't say hi to you before, welcome in. Welcome. So I saw Lindsay Sterling in a bar setting, like a dive bar. She's absolutely fantastic. Chloe says that her daughter's 13. That's a sweet age too. Susan says she only watched Sean's Sunday vlog and that's it. See, that's about what my normal weekends are, is I get to watch like one person's video and that's it. But this time I actually got to tune in and watch some things. I did not get to watch Ian's where I could actually hear him most of the time. So I couldn't hear most of what he was saying, but I did get to tune in for at least a little bit. I may go get a straight pin here in a second to peel this freezer paper off. Katie worked today and she's working tomorrow. Working 9 to... No, I can't sing. I cannot sing, y'all. I cannot sing. But working 9 to 5. That is totally the song. That is totally the song. Okay, so these pieces are curling up quite a bit when I'm pulling this freezer paper off. So I did fire up my iron so I can just press them flat. I do not have any adhesive on the back of them. I know that I could do it that way, but I just haven't. Estella, welcome in, sweetheart. Welcome. Glad you are here. Let's see. Katie says she watches a bunch of People's videos. I would love to. I just don't have the bandwidth, like energy bandwidth, to be able to do it. So like even tomorrow, I may have to cancel the cut of doing Williams Live like I normally would. Because I have so much on my plate for this week, and if I don't get it done before Williams Live, I'm toast. I'm gonna be complete toast. Chloe says tomorrow's Monday. Not looking forward to this week. Oh, you and me both. Monday needs to like be another day or two away. I need another weekend on top of this weekend. So while I'm thinking about that, we are going to have a Zoom retreat, and it's going to be the last weekend in August. So starting Tuesday, I will have the sign up link for you guys. I do not have it yet. I am so sorry. But the retreat is 30 to 31 days away. Not the 9th of September is when the retreat starts. So we are 1 month away, and I have so much to do before then. So we're cramming, y'all. We're cramming. Chloe hasn't watched much of YouTube. Sean and Kathy is all. That's fair. Oh, good night, Carrie. Thank you so much for being here. She says she has to hop. She's got a very early morning tomorrow. Have fun. Go pet some fabric if you haven't. Susan says, once again, our area is very unhealthy. Yeah, our area is not that great right now either. It's a little bit better now than it has been. Like, it's a little bit less hazy and such, but it's still not great. It's not where it should be. And so I'm hoping that in 1 month it will be clear enough that it won't be hazy for when you guys get here for the retreat. That's like seriously one of my big concerns. Let's see, 4,000 tourists is going to overpower us tomorrow. Then there will be more than them of oh, there will be more of them than us. Yes, there will be. Kathy has Sean, Ian, Tammy, Alicia, Regina, and a few others on save. When I start watching one, they go in a loop and all the recent videos will play. I may not hear all of them. I may fall asleep. Oh, that's fair. That's fair. You're doing better than I am, Kathy. You are keeping up much better than I am. I am not even close to keeping up like that. Not even close. So normally I would say use like Steam-A-Seam doing this. I don't know how much you guys can see because it's kind of, I know it's kind of off camera at the moment. But I did not use Steam-A-Seam, and I probably should have to make this easier on me. But what is life if not, you know, the sum of our mistakes, right? We got to have mistakes to enjoy it, right? That's my take. That's my take. Let's see. Oh, Bob watched Donna and Kentucky Brenda Friday night working on block 96 out of 140. That's fantastic, Bob. Now, actually, I did a little bit of a Zoom with Donna and Donnell and a few other content creators this weekend. So I was on for that, but I still have so much left to do. So much left to do. Oh, it's Chloe's asking what the 162 means. It is an air quality marker. That's all it is. It's an air quality marker. Let's see. So ready for retreat, and what goes on at retreat stays at retreat. I know. It's so exciting. Okay, Joan is asking when the Zoom retreat is again. Thank you. And hi, Londa. Welcome in. The Zoom retreat is going to be August 29th and 30th. So we are going to do it then, solely because that's the only time that I have available to do it. So we are going to do the Zoom retreat August 29th and 30th. Because that's literally the only chance that I have to be able to do the Zoom retreat. That is literally it. We were at the border of Colorado and Wyoming feeding wild bison yesterday. Air quality was horrible, but we had a good time. See, there you go. Yeah, the air quality is absolutely horrid right now. All the wildfires in Oregon and Montana and Washington and Idaho and Colorado and Utah. Basically, the whole Northwest is kind of burning right now. And so all of that is coming this way. And it leaves a lot to be desired. It leaves a lot to be desired. It's coming up with the retreat. I am excited. I haven't traveled by myself in ages. See, you needed this, Chloe. You totally needed this. Susan's praying the air quality will be good Thursday. The girls having a picnic in the park instead of a regular meeting. Yeah, see, stuff like that. We would totally have to reschedule here too. We wouldn't be able to do anything outside just because it's just not in anyone's best interest. I love having windows down or windows open in the house, but we can't do that right now. So even though some of the nights have been cold enough to cool us off in the house a little bit, the air quality is just so horrid. We can't risk that. It's just not safe. It's not for human consumption. My hubby isn't letting me travel alone anymore, but I'm making him car camp. He has purchased a new tent, AC, sleeping chairs. Oh my gosh. So I get to meet my hobby home life. That is awesome. I get to meet Mr. Kathy. I like that plan. All right. So let's see, what else do I have? Let's see, where am I at? Let's see. I catch replays. Most I watch at night and I doze off while I watch. I try to help get the watch hours in. Oh, that's awesome, Kathy. Yes, it will be an amazing adventure, Chloe. You are so right. Now, speaking of retreat, if you have paid for retreat and you did not get an email from me, please send me an email. I sent out that video last week and I've gotten a few responses from people who did not get the email, so I could get their email addresses updated. But if for any reason you did not get the email, I need to know. And then if you are not going to have a vehicle at retreat, and or you're not a drive at night person, I need to know so I can arrange transportation for our after hours events. Let's see, Kathy said oh yeah, right? You might not. I told him he is going to have to keep himself entertained. Oh my gosh. He is totally going to have to keep himself entertained because he is going to be so bored with all these quilting ladies, and he didn't pay for dinners, so he's not getting the dinners that we're getting. He's not getting the fun dinners. The dinners are just for retreat attendees, y'all. You have to pay for retreat to go to the dinner. Oh, he is getting off work right now. He's currently on shutdown. It's supposed to be over on the 1st. Okay. That makes sense. I really should have done the Steam-a-Seam. Yeah, Steam-a-Seam. I should have done that to make this applique stay a little bit better. But we're just going to power through because that's what I do here. He wanted to... Okay, yeah. I already read that. Just making sure I'm catching up. And I will go ahead and be a spoiler, and you guys can hate me for as much as you want to. None of the evening activities involve coming to my studio. I apologize, but hang on. Let me double check the numbers because I think we are actually we had a couple of registrations come in last minute and one that I found that for some reason didn't get counted before. So let me double check. And we are sitting at 36 right now, possibly 37, not counting me. So we're closer to 40 than I thought we were. We're a lot closer to 40, which is amazing. He's bringing his laptop and has some business contacts around the area that he said he would catch up with for dinners. Okay, see, that works. He has something to keep himself occupied. We don't have to worry about Mr. My Hobby Home Life. Okay. We'll check in on him every so often. We'll make sure, hey, are you alive? We'll just go knock on the door if we haven't heard from him in a few hours. We'll check on him like once every 36 hours? No, I'm just kidding. We'll check on him once every 24 hours. We'll make sure he's alive. Gotta love the husbands coming. I would love to pack this retreat out next year. So if you guys are on the fence about next year, keep it in mind because we are going to have an absolute fantastic time this year, and we're going to make it even better next year. I already have some plans in place to make it better for next year than what we have this year. So keep in mind, Tammy's already got an idea, okay? And when Tammy has an idea, it usually is really awesome. There's a couple of times that my ideas haven't been fantastic, but it happens to everybody once, right? So just keep in mind, my ideas are usually awesome, and you probably do want to be a part of it. All right. So these tulips are going to look fantastic, even though they're not getting stitched down blanket stitch like everything else. And August and September is also not going to get blanket stitched because there's some small pieces to it. Now, I don't know how many of you got this pattern. I know Susan got this pattern. I don't know how much you've done on it, Susan. But there's some hand stitching on the tulip pattern that has a bee on it. And they don't include templates for how to do that. They just show it in the picture and show it on the finished quilt. However, I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I may add something, I may not. I don't know yet. Let's see. It would be nice in case anything happens on the drive, but traveling alone doesn't really bother me. I drove the 10 hours to Kentucky many times by myself. Yeah, this is a lot longer than 10 hours, though. This is quite a bit longer than 10 hours. At least from where you are. Quite a bit longer. All right, I'm going to reposition this because I know I'm going to get it wrong if I don't. I'm using the little grass part at the bottom to reposition. And I did put some stuff on my Amazon list. I am going to get that updated by Tuesday as well. So you guys, if you are wanting to contribute to my sewing studio space, I will have some links up starting on Tuesday, as well as the link for the Zoom retreat. I will have those up so that if you want to help my studio space look even better, you will be able to do that. I found some camera mounts finally that I think will work, and will put my cameras kind of where they need to be to give you guys a better view of my studio space and the space where I'm working, so you guys will get a better view of the machine. You guys will get a better view of the cutting table, the ironing station. You guys will get all of those views, and I won't have to keep moving tripods around and hoping that I don't create tripping hazards for myself. So keep that in mind, that will be coming out Tuesday, I hope. Let's see. Have barely done anything on this, says Susan. It is the first in the queue and I get 2 more UFOs completed. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. You will probably do this in half the time it's taking me. So I look forward to seeing your Gnome Sweet Gnome and all the colors you pick for yours. Susan, are you the type to do the colors that the pattern shows? Hi, Susie. Welcome in. Welcome. I did pull out stuff that's going for the retreat today. I picked up some stuff the other day, and so now I'm combining everything for the retreat into a couple of places. So I got them kind of tucked out of the way so they're not all up in, in view of everything. But I've got to get busy on some things that I'm making for everybody for retreat. So that's on my list too. I got to get that done in addition to everything else on my plate, y'all. I am burning the candle at both ends, so to speak. And this week is going to be massively busy. Massively busy. Tuesday I've got to go photograph at the rodeo, photograph and video at the rodeo. I've got to do some video and photo editing, as well as doing some recording. Oh, you guys. Susie's saying hi, Rumi, to Chloe. I love it. I love it. I'm looking forward to seeing you both. All of you guys that are coming to retreat, I'm so looking forward to that. I really am. I think we're going to have a fantastic time, and there's going to be lots of cool things going home with everybody so that they don't come back home to my studio. One that I would like to keep, but I can't because it was given to me to give to you guys. So you already know there's a really, really good item on the door prize. So, and that's just one door prize. I got more door prizes coming. I got more coming. I got to go talk to somebody this week about some other door prizes as well. Yeah, we're going to have fun. Sometimes yes, sometimes no. Gnome Sweet Gnome, maybe a mix of using colors I want and some in the pattern. Oh, good deal. Good deal. I'm looking forward to seeing how this turns out for Susan as well, because my colors are definitely not what the author used for her quilt, and I really did like her colors, so I could have used all of her colors, but I just didn't get around to it. Like, I just chose bright springtimey stuff because I wanted a springtimey quilt. Kathy says she hasn't even started on our goodie bags yet. That is a must this week. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So we are sitting at 36 right now, not counting me. So use that for your judgment, because our number has changed a few. We've had a few late coming registrations that were either already mailed or already reached out before the deadline. So I've just been having to wait for money to come in. So just keep that in mind. A few late registrations have changed those numbers just a hair. And don't worry, everybody will have dinner, I promise. There will be dinner enough for everyone. Dinner to go around. And door prizes to go around. And name tags to go around. And all of the above. We're going to have a good time. Let's see. There we go. I'm done with this one. I have to finish my bag that I'll carry all the goodies in. That is what you saw me doing yesterday. I know. I so want one of those bags. I love that bag. I got a bag in mind that I want to make, but I haven't gotten around to getting the pattern yet. And somebody said that they had the pattern and they would loan it to me. And I just haven't followed up on it yet because I just have so much on my plate to do it. It's one of those by Annie bags that I want to make. And I've not gotten around to making it yet. I have not gotten around to borrowing the pattern to make it yet. So I can't make it for my live because I won't own the pattern. I can't make it for you guys. Like, I can't show you guys when I'm making it because I'm borrowing the pattern. Because I'm not going to ever make more than one of them. Because it's for me personally. I do have another item that I need to make, and that may be a side project, side quest while I'm at retreat. Hi, Patricia. Welcome in. Welcome in. And don't forget, guys, you can ask a question tonight. If you click on the ask me a question you truly want to know the answer to, it puts it over in a different window for me so I can see it for sure. Judy's going to be at Nixer's retreat. She says she hates that she can't come this year. I know. I'm hating it for you too. I'm hating it because you're going to miss out on the first annual. So I did have a request in, and I want to hear you guys' take on it because I did not ask for shirt sizes because I wasn't planning originally to do t-shirts per se. Is t-shirt something that you guys want me to have available that we can get made for the retreat? And, that would be at your own cost, but is a t-shirt something that you would want? Let me know in the comments if a t-shirt is something that you would want for the retreat. And I will design one and get my guy on it and make sure that we can do the turnaround time that we'll be looking at to have it at the retreat. So you guys would get there and pay for the shirt at the registration for the retreat. And then I would send out the order to have them. Kathy says she doesn't wear t-shirts. Okay. What other trinket, if there's a trinket that you would like, a commemorative something or other, what would that be? Chloe does want a t-shirt. Susan's putting together a box or bag of scraps for me. Yes, I absolutely can, Susan. Just I need a reminder. Somebody, if y'all would send me a reminder to email Susan my address, I can do that. Kathy says, well, not the kind that most people wear. Okay, Kathy, send me an email. Send me an email. We might be able to work something out. Because my guy here will do pretty much on any kind of shirt, probably. So if I come up with a logo, if you guys want to bring a blank shirt, if you heard the message to do it, we can do it that way, or we can get shirts while we're here. Hi, Laura. Good to see you. She says she hasn't had much time to get on YouTube lately. That's okay. I'm just glad that the time that you got to get was coming in here with me. I love that. Absolutely love that. All right, putting my needle down because I'm turning it and I'm forgetting that I gotta put my needle down. Forgetting that I gotta put my needle down, y'all. That way I don't mess it completely up. I mean, it's not the prettiest. It's zigzagged. It's not the prettiest, but it will work. How are you doing, Miss Laura? So glad you are here tonight. So yeah, if you guys do want t-shirts at the retreat, that's something that I will have. Yes, yeah, he does DTF. As far as I'm aware, that's what he's doing. But I will have to get with him. Hi, Heather. Hey to you as well. Welcome. Glad you are here tonight. So now we're going to go down the home stretch, the long piece at the bottom, and see if I can't screw this up. All right. Oh, Susie says she loves a t-shirt. That's about all she wears. Okay. I will get with my guy and see what it's going to look like to run some t-shirts, and we will run them after everybody gets here. So if you bring a t-shirt, you wouldn't have to buy one, or if you bring a shirt that you want it on, you wouldn't have to buy. But I will get more details, I hope this week, because I need to give you guys enough time to get your shirts. If you're going to bring a shirt. If you're not going to bring a shirt, you want me to buy shirts, I'll probably go to Hobby Lobby and get shirts here if my guy doesn't have shirts in stock. Chatted with the rest of the board. No outside picnic. Oh, good. It's going to be indoor. That's necessary. Laura just sat down and relaxed. It's been a busy week. I bet. Okay. Heather is lurking while she presses. I was doing a lot of lurking. So much lurking this weekend. I chatted just a very little bit, but the majority of my time was spent lurking. I am a lurker. I am definitely a lurker. Let's see. Oh, good deal. Everybody checking in on everybody. I love it. I love it. So yeah, if you guys have a question for me, don't hesitate to drop it into the question box. I would love to hear what questions you guys have for me. And obviously, Mr. Siberian Wind is not here tonight. He wasn't feeling too hot because of the heat. That's a pun. But he wasn't feeling too hot, so he is not up for being out here tonight. But I'm going to still try to get him out here. He made a promise that he's going to come out here, so I'm going to make him honor that. I'm going to hold him to it. Oh, good. Laura's been busy helping her sisters. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Oh, thank you, Chloe. Thank you for the reminder. I appreciate it. That really does help me so much. It does. Oh, hi, Nanette. Welcome in. Somehow I missed you getting in here. Yes, pressing doesn't require filming, at least after the initial blocks are made. Oh my gosh. Who was it that I watched? Oh my gosh, who was it? I watched somebody's video, and Amy's Craft Room, I think. Oh my gosh, she put out a new video, and I have not caught much of Amy's Craft Room in a while. I just have not. I've just been so busy with my own stuff and not been able to really sit down to watch anybody. And I watched it, and I was cracking up, y'all. I was cracking up. She did the, I think she did the measure once, cut twice thing. And she also had, she sewed and cut without double checking. And she had to redo because she cut something she wasn't supposed to cut. And I was like, I can so relate to this. I feel so vindicated sometimes by other people doing the same thing that I've done. Let's see. I know you're busy with your in-person retreat, but any plans for a virtual one? Yes. We are going to do a Zoom retreat on August 29th and 30th. So that is the last Saturday and Sunday of, it was April. You're right, Heather. It was April's Craft Room, not Amy. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, April. I'm sorry. I got your name wrong. You're not even here and I got your name wrong. I'm sorry. So yeah, we're going to do a Zoom retreat on the 29th and 30th. I am also going to be doing one other thing during retreat that will help some of you out. So I can't spill all the details just yet, but I should be able to by Tuesday. I've got to wait for all the last of the virtual or all the last of the latecomer registrations to come in because I did allow people to mail them. So I've got to wait for those to come in, and then I can release the other details that I'm so dying to release because it's exciting. It's exciting. Susie says it's real smoky here at the cabin. Yeah, it's smoky here too. It's so hazy. The sunset isn't red right now. It's like pink, like orangey pink. And you can't really tell where the sun is because there's too much haze in the air. And it's so disappointing and depressing to see that much smoke in the air. I know it will get better, but it's definitely that right now for me too. I'm not loving it. I would love to be able to have the windows down at night, but we can do that again in the spring. If it doesn't clear up before winter, we'll do it again in the spring. I mean, it's got to clear up a little bit before Christmas, right? But by then it'll be too cold to have the windows open. Way too cold. But yeah, so I am going to do a virtual retreat August 28th and 29th, or sorry, 29th and 30th, my bad. 29th and 30th, Saturday and Sunday. And it's going to be like our standard retreat. It's going to open at 6 a.m. on Saturday morning and close at 7 p.m. on Sunday evening. So I have an hour before my Sunday night live, my After Sunset Sunday. But with that being said, I'm not going to have the link up until Tuesday. I am just a little bit behind on other things that I need to get done, so they kind of took priority today, so I didn't have time to get the link ready, but I will get that link ready before Tuesday. So Tuesday is going to be recorded. I'm not going to actually be here for Tuesday, so expect a recording from me on Tuesday night. I will be videotaping and taking pictures of color guard at a rodeo for promotional pictures, and that was the only date that I could go, and so that's when I'm going. Don't you love how that stuff works out? Everybody schedules stuff around their schedule and not around yours. They need to schedule stuff around my schedule. Wouldn't that be that, if I ever became like the all-powerful something or other, that would be my main thing, is just that my schedule actually takes priority over anyone else's. Is that bad? Is that selfish of me? Is that so? I feel like that's so selfish. I should not be like that. I should be really just thankful that I have the opportunity, but I am still a little bit selfish on that. I feel like I'm allowed to be. Maybe I am. Anyway, I would get a lot more quilting done that way. It was an orange color sunset here in Iowa. I can smell a wood smoke at times. Yeah. It's coming your way. It is definitely coming your way. We were supposed to get some thunderstorms, and I think the southern part of the county might have gotten some, but we didn't get any here. Hi, Dora Lynn. She was late listening to a story. She needed to finish. That is okay. I was asking earlier if people wanted t-shirts for the retreat, and so quite a few people have chimed up that they do want shirts printed. So I'm going to get with my guy here in town that does some kind of printing and see what it would cost to have the shirts printed. And then we will spread that out across everybody, of course. It'll be a per t-shirt cost. So that way, if you do want a commemorative t-shirt or shirt item, or clothing item rather, for the retreat, you can get that for here in Casper. So I'm going to do my best to get that set up for us so you guys can have that information beforehand. So, all right. So we got the grass and the leaves on here. Well, the grass and the stems, rather. Stems and leaves. So that's what we got so far. Now I get to add the tulip tops. And they're so cute. Everyone would like to be a priority for themselves sometimes. I know. I'm a little greedy. I want it a little bit more often than just sometimes. I'm a little greedy on that. We have a dust storm going through our area right now, says Laura. The air quality is in the unhealthy range. Yeah, here it is too. It's not as bad right now as it has been. Let's see. There's my weather app. It actually says it's good weather for running right now and fair weather for cycling tomorrow morning. And so they're saying from until 11 p.m. it's bad weather right now. And yeah, I don't have the air quality index. Air quality alert until Monday at noon. So yeah, we're under it. Denise says that was quick. I know, right? It comes together so pretty and so fast when you're just zigzagging it down. So I'm going to give you guys a sneak peek while I change thread colors. So we've got yellow and pink and a multicolor that are going on there. And I am practicing what I preach. I did not pull my thread back through the machine, no matter how much I like doing it when I shouldn't. So that is going to be one of your quiz questions coming up at retreat. Not that I'm giving any hints, but keep that in mind. That is one thing you should not do, is pull it back through the machine. Very smoky. Colorado has wildfires all over. Yeah. See, Colorado does have the wildfires going on right now. Wyoming doesn't have that many going on. I have tape loose on my machine. We don't have that many going on right now here, but we're in high fire risk. So at any time that could change. And so the fire crews are extra cautious right now. They're watching literally everything that happens. So, all right, so I'm going to stitch the pink one down first, just because I can. Just because that's the thread I grabbed. So we're going to go with that one. And this is a lighter shade of pink. Oh, you know what? I got to unstitch that. I forgot to take my freezer paper out, y'all. Can't do that. Can't leave the freezer paper in there. Oops. You saw it here first. Tammy has stitched through her freezer paper. I completely forgot that it had to come out. And I don't know why. I know better. I just wanted to see if y'all were paying attention. See if anybody else saw it before I did. I don't know how y'all would see it, but I should have felt it. Should have felt it. All right, let me get my thread pulled so I'll be ready to start sewing. There we go. All right. So what's a question you guys want to know about me? It could be a question about me. It says very crinkly, right? It would be very, very crinkly, and it would not wash very well. Could you imagine the first time I put this in the dryer on high heat? Oh my goodness. I don't even know what that would be like. I don't know how bad of a mess that would be, but I can just imagine. Think about, like, have you ever washed Pampers? Bad story, but have you ever washed like diapers in the washing machine and all the stuff comes out and it's all over the place and makes a nasty, nasty mess? I feel like that's what freezer paper would do because of the waxy stuff. But then if it made it through the wash, then you put it in the dryer and it's going to shrink up and shrivel. And then all that waxy substance on it is just going to do funky things. We have fires close to Snoqualmie Pass on the northeastern side of Mount Rainier National Park, Chelan, Tonasket, and Spokane. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Chloe says yes. So I'm thinking that you're saying yes to having washed diapers before. Oh. There's a country song about this guy that thinks that his wife doesn't do anything. Like, she's just home all day with the kids and it's like no big deal. And he lost his job, so he says that she can go back to work and he'll stay home and have the fun times and everything else. And then he quickly learns that the Pampers melt in a Maytag dryer, the crayons go up one drawer higher, rewind Barney for the 15th time. Breakfast at 6, nap at 9. That song is so memorable once you've heard it that many times. Know about the stuff to clean up? Oh, yes, it does. Mr. Mom, yes. Yes. The Mr. Mom song. Oh, my gosh. It is definitely a country song, y'all. It's country. But it's hilarious. I can just think, I swear, I just think of freezer paper doing that kind of nasty mess, either between the washer or the dryer. I'm not sure which. You would have to have a bigger mess in the washer first and have it block up the water pump. Dryer is easier to clean. Dryer is definitely easier to clean, Denise. I have cleaned out a dryer before. I've definitely cleaned out a dryer. I've taken a dryer apart I've taken more than one dryer apart in my lifetime so far. It's not my favorite task, but I can do it. It really helps when there's a YouTube video out for it. Makes it so much simpler. But I will say this, I have not yet officially taken apart a washing machine. I've seen one taken apart. I think I've seen my dad take one apart, but I don't know that I've taken one apart yet. Susan, I heard about the fires in Washington on the Fabric Patch channel. They said that several 100,000 acres have already burned. Yeah, there's a lot of burned property in Washington right now. The section of the mountain on my side of Casper actually burned in 2020 or 2006, and it still hasn't quite recovered to its before then beauty. So there's a lot of locals who have seen Casper throughout the years, and they still hate what the mountain looks like right now. Hi Izzy, welcome in. She says that she's sorry she's so late. She's still in the hospital. I am not thinking at all that you're late. You have just come in plenty of time to come hang out and chat with us. Glad you were feeling up to being here, even though you're still in the hospital. I hope that you are getting a little bit better. I hope that the doctors know what they're doing and have figured out a solution for you, because that would be fantastic news. All right, next thread color, y'all. Next thread color. Denise says, yes, YouTube videos are a great asset to us. They are. They are amazing. Dorlyn says, have you ever done quilts as you go? I need help finishing up one. I don't like the way the backing comes up. I am bringing it to the root. Yes, I have. And I've done quilts as you go in a couple of different ways. So it's whichever way that you're doing it. Are you doing where you've got the entire quilt sandwich as a block and then you're sashing between the two? Is that what you're doing? Or how? Well, that really doesn't matter how you're doing it. We'll figure it out at retreat. I got you. I got you on that. That is not a big deal. I've done quite a few different quilt as you go options. And if I get stuck, I have people I can call. Heather says, all right, back to my brand of shenanigans. I may or may not be back in a little while. That is fair. That is fair. Thank you so much for being here, Heather. I appreciate it. I really appreciate it. Great to see you tonight. And yes, I am about to pull the freezer paper before we stitch this yellow one down. Out my stomach issues, but not why I passed out 2 times now, 5-ish minutes the first time, and second time 20 minutes. Oh, yep. You need to know why you're passing out. Passing out's not the activity we planned for today, correct? I hope it's not the activity we planned for today. So any questions you guys want to know, I am an open book, or I will try to be an open book. We'll put it that way. You are so welcome, Dorlyn. You're so welcome. And that's one of the things that I love about retreat. So even if I don't know the answer, there's going to be 36 other people there that might know. Oh, and Izzy never knew that she passed out. Yeah. Well, at least it was pleasant for you because you didn't know. At least it was pleasant. I mean, if you knew about it, that might not be so pleasant. But I'm throwing it out there. I don't know how you're feeling about it, but maybe that'll help a little bit. Yeah, I've done quite a few quilt as you go techniques. One quilt, I wish I had them still. I really need to recreate some of my quilts so that I have examples with me. But I did a quilt years and years ago. It was embroidered blocks, and after they were embroidered, I went ahead and quilted them to the backing and then put sashing on the front and the back and joined them that way. And then I did another one where I joined the backing and flipped the backing over to the front. It was my least favorite way to do it, but it worked. So there's a lot of different methods out there, so we can figure out one. Prayers for our church organist. She was diagnosed with Parkinson's. Absolutely, Susan. Prayers will be going up. That is horrible. Parkinson's is not fun because you slowly feel like you're losing your grip on what you can can and can't do. And usually by the time you're diagnosed, you already knew something was wrong. So, awesome, you guys. So, one thing that I am going to ask for people to do, and I will have a bin available to help with it. If you have a scrap of fabric that you want to bring, you're welcome to bring it. We don't need much. I'm going to look and see what size canvas I can find that I like, that I think will fit everybody on there. And I'm going to have everybody sign their names on their fabric scrap. And I'm going to Mod Podge that to we're going to Mod Podge it to the canvas. So you guys are going to sign a little canvas for me as a memory of who all came to retreat. So we're gonna have some fun with that. I'm looking forward to that. I've thought about a couple of different ways to do it. Okay, good. Susan says that her name is Peggy. So if you were wanting to help pray for the church organist at Susan's church who was diagnosed with Parkinson's, her name is Peggy. I bet Peggy would greatly appreciate it. Thank you for letting us know, Susan. That's a great way to get the word out. Yes, Dorlin, great question. She's asking if I'm going to do a Zoom retreat soon. I am. We are going to do one August 29th and 30th. So that last weekend in August, because I will be cramming to get everything done for retreat. And so I need a little bit of extra encouragement, so you guys are going to help me. So we are going to do a Zoom retreat August 29th and 30th. I will have the link out on Tuesday. Good deal, Bob. He says, number 96 done. Been up since 5 a.m. Time to get some rest so I can start again tomorrow. Oh my gosh. To have your life, Bob. To have your life. I'm jealous. Have fun. Are you going to bed now? If you are, well, you've already petted some fabric, but thank you so much for being here. Yes, Chris. She's asking the question, do you have siblings? And she has 4. I do have one sibling. I have a brother, and he and I don't talk. We don't have any kind of conversation. We don't share anything. I know where he lives, and that's about it. So, I mean, we share parents, and he doesn't talk to our parents anymore. And we obviously, of course, share our DNA. And I know where he lives, but I have one brother. He's 4.5 years older than me. Let's see. Kathy's right. She says we'll be the OGs. Yes, you will be the OGs. You will be the original gangsters of the quilt retreat. I love that. Oh, you know what? No, I can't do it because there's going to be too many people from Colorado. We have a lot of Colorado people coming, y'all. In case you were wondering, we have a ton of signups from Colorado. So we would have one over here in Maine, one over here in Rhode Island. We'd have 2 coming out of Louisiana. We'll have 1 coming out of Washington State, and a couple of random ones. And I think we got 1 from Utah. And then the majority are coming from Colorado, aside from the few from Wyoming. So yeah, I'm not going to do it as a map. I thought about that briefly, but a map will not work. A map will not be a good option. But we are going to have fun. Original groupies. Oh, there we go. Original groupies. I like that better. I kind of still like the original gangsters too, though. Just being honest. We're the original group to the original gangsters to set up the what to do and what not to do list. Who else is from Louisiana? Oh, good question, Kathy. I will let them answer if they would like to. You will find out at retreat, I'm sure. And I'm not necessarily setting everybody up by state. So I am going to mix and match people around. There have been a couple of groups that have asked to sit together, and I'm going to do what I can. There we go. Chris says that she's going to be there, and she's from Louisiana. Yes, she is. I so wish I could come to your retreat. I know, Laura. There is always another year, right? You can plan to come next year, right? We can work on this, right? we will plan for the eventual arrival of Laura because we want you to come to the retreat with us. I think you would have a blast. I think you would have an absolute blast. Now, Chris, I will say this. When you meet Mr. Siberian Wind, he's got some information for you because he saw your return address on the envelope and he says, "Who do you know from there?" And I said, "That's one of my retreat attendees." It's like, well, apparently he knows that street or something. I don't know. So you will have to ask him in person the information about where you live, because apparently he's familiar with where you live. I did not live there with him, so I'm not familiar with it as like he is. I'll finally get to meet you in front of face. Yes. You'll get to meet a lot of people, Kathy. A lot of people. There's going to be a lot that you do recognize, and then there's going to be some that you don't recognize. But I think you're going to have a fun time. A very fun time. And I do have a plan for name tags and how all that's going to go. We are going to wear name tags the whole retreat, aside from when you're sleeping. We're not strangling you in your sleep. I don't... Judy's asking if Chris's street is famous. Not that I'm aware of. I think it's just because Mr. Siberian Wind, I think, might have lived on that street or lived near that street, or maybe his ex-wife lives on that street. I don't know. I don't know the deal. I don't know all the details. I just recognize the city. I was like, "Hey, do you recognize this address?" And he's like, "What? Where?" How? Like he was doing the double take thing. The full double take thing. All right, let's get my needle up. There we go. Get it out of the fabric. Oh my goodness, I've been shopping and listening and time has flown by. Yes, it has. I'm so glad you've been here, Kathy. It's been so much fun having you here. Great time catching up. And the tulips are now done. So that was July's block, and we still have an hour. So we're going to start at least on August and September. Now, in the pattern, I don't know how well you guys can see it. This is above the mushroom house, off to the side of the gnomes. However, I can't, there's nothing on here about the pattern that you draw up here and you stitch, but there's a little bee that they want to stitch, and they want you to stitch a little bee pattern on here. I may or may not do it. We'll see. I don't know. I don't know yet. Absolutely, Kathy. Have a great night as well. Sleep well. Thank you, Susan. She says, "Good job." Thank you. All right. So, August and September is a combined month. So, they give us 2 months to work on this next one. I don't have a lot of time in the next 2 months to work on it. So, we're going to see how far I get. And then I may have to pick this up in October, just depending. All right, so I've been asked if I'm enjoying my new place, and I've been asked about siblings. What other questions do you guys have? Or have I been answering questions before you guys can ask them? What questions do you have for me? Thank you, Laura. She says she loves my block. I'm actually going to go put it up on the wall because I can. Okay. So I know the wall is far away, and I am thinking about camera for the wall too. So I am thinking about it. I'm not there yet, but it is on my mind. All right. So my wall is felt, so things will stick up there. Like that quilt behind me is just stuck up there. There's no pins. There is one pin where the 3 gnomes cross over to it. I pinned it there, but all these others are just pinned up there. Take the block to retreat and have one of the attendees to embroider bees on the tulips. Oh, I love that, Joan. I like that. Does anybody that's coming to retreat want to embroider bees on the tulips for me? And this block also needs some stuff done to it too, but I think I can do this one. Laura says tulips are her favorite flower. That's awesome. How old were you when you got married the first time? Oh, that's a good question. I think 23. Let me do the math real quick. That's a good question. So I got married. Yes, I was 20. No, I turned 23. So I was 22 when I got married, but I turned 23 during the year that I got married. So I was 22. Then I don't remember how old I was the second time I got married. That one was, oh, I was 27. I turned 28 the year I got married the second time. And then, let's see. I think, you know what? Let me do the math. It's just simpler that way. Okay, I was 34 when I got married to Mr. Siberian Mint. So we will hit 10 years in January. We will hit 10 years in January. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I will be exactly 10 years older than I was when I got engaged and married to him. But yeah, I was 23 the first time. All right. So what I've got is I've got my fabric and I've got my stabilizer on it, and then I have the pattern behind it. I'm trying to see if I can see through it, but it's incredibly hard to see through. So we are going to guesstimate the placement just because I think that's all I can do. I just want to make sure I'm far enough over with everything that it's all going to land on the block where it should. Okay, you know what? I think I'm gonna take the stabilizer out for the minute. Great question, Dorlyn. She says, "What is your quilt wall made of?" Okay, so you can see it down here because I still haven't covered it up. I did duct tape on this one, but I didn't do it on this one. It is insulation foam. You can get it from Home Depot or Lowe's. Mine came from Home Depot. It's 4 foot by 8 foot sheets. I did have a foot cut off of each one because I knew there was no way I could ever reach the top of the 8 foot. I'm only 5'4". There's no way I could reach that high. So there's no point in having a design wall that tall. And these are actually put up on a shelf, a little, it's about that tall off the floor. It's a little ledge that's in this garage. And I simply covered them with felt. I did hand stitch the felt in one place because it wasn't wide enough to go all the way around both sides. So these are front and back. So there's a stitching line. This is where they're divided. There we go. So this is a 4 foot sheet. This is a 4 foot wide sheet. There's a seam down the back of both of them where I hand stitched it in place. And then along the top edge and one side of each of them, they are just straight pinned in. So if I ever decided I wanted to change it, all I would have to do is take out the straight pins, and then I can take the felt off. So it's felt. It's up there. Let's see. How did you and Mr. Siberian Wind meet? We met online, Laura. It was the best online shopping experience of my life. But yeah, we met online. I had just been served divorce papers by my now ex-husband and decided that I wasn't going to take it sitting down. And so I went online and I had placed an ad or something, I guess is the way you can call it. The site is not exactly a dating site, but you know, it was shared interests, and he answered my ad or I answered his or something, and we started chatting on the site, and then we swapped numbers and texted. And apparently the first time that he and I got on the phone, he was smitten. So that was it for him. Like, you know, when we got on the phone and talked, he was done. He was hooked. I was his. So that's how we met. Is we met online. It was not expected. I really did not expect to meet somebody online. Have you ever moved anywhere because of a change of duty for Mr. Siberian Wind? No, I have not, Denise. Great question. I have not. He actually got out of the military let's see, 16 years before we met. So he had already served 23 years and got out 16 years before we met. So he'd been out for a while. We did move because of his brother, his late brother. He was not doing well. He had stage 4 lung cancer, as well as he'd had multiple heart attacks, and the doctor said that he did not need to live alone. And so we decided we were the only ones really in the family that could pick up and move. So we decided to pick up and move and become his caregivers. And we actually met and went to the hospital together while his brother was in the hospital. So that was actually our first date, was going to the hospital. I know that's really sad, but that's what our first date was like, was going to the hospital for his brother. Oh, you're very welcome, Jorlyn. I've done several design walls this way. I had one, this is how I know an 8-foot wall is too tall for me. I had one that was the full 8 foot tall, and I never used like the top 2 feet. Like this one, I'm having to stand on my tippy toes to reach the top like piece that I put up there right now. This wall right here, or this quilt right there, I was on my tippy toes to reach that. And so I know any higher than that, there's just no point in it for me. No point in me. Did he live in the same city when you met? Nope. He lived in Mississippi. He lived in the Jackson, Mississippi area. I think it was in Brandon. I never visited him at his home before he moved to move in with me. Yeah, I made some really weird decisions, y'all. I promise I did. But he lived in Mississippi and I lived in Huntsville, Alabama. And so it was equal distance for us both to go to Montgomery to meet his, or to go look at his brother, see how his brother was doing in the hospital. So that's why we traveled there, and that was the first time that we met in person. And we hit it off. So, that was kind of like, that's that's all she wrote kind of thing. That phrase, it's very much that for us. I'm glad you was able to help his brother out. Yeah, we were able to. Yeah, we were the only family that could. None of the other family could relocate. And the family that already lived in the area did not want to have anything to do with him because he was a cantankerous person, very cantankerous man. And he caused a lot of grief for people. He caused grief for us later on. But, everybody deserves to be cared for. Everybody deserves to find love or have love. Sometimes it's just harder to find the person that's willing to do it. Let's see. What size squares do I need to make for the Valor quilt I need to bring to the retreat? You actually don't need to pre-make anything. If you would like to make something, you can make some 12 and a half inch or so 12-inch finished squares if you'd like. But you don't have to pre-make anything. We're going to have everything pre-cut for you. So when you show up at retreat, we're going to have the pattern and the fabric already pre-cut. So all you have to do is sit down and sew. So it's up to you. If you would like to make some additional squares of anything, you are more than welcome to make as many Quilt of Valor blocks as you would like. And whatever size you make them, we will find a way to work with them. We are an easygoing group like that. We're an easygoing group. How long did you date before you married? A great question, Laura. And y'all are all going to cringe because we met online in late October and we were married in January. So that long. It was very, very short. Absolutely, Judy. She says off to bed for her. Night, everyone. Absolutely. Have a great night. Sleep well. Pet some fabric on the way to bed if you haven't already. And make sure that you get some good rest. This week's going to be long, I think, for a lot of us. It is going to be long. My hair, y'all, I just washed my hair and it keeps blowing right on my nose, making my nose itch. Let's see. What has been your favorite quilt or pattern that you've made And did you make it more than once? Oh, that's hard, Susan. You're asking the deep questions. Susan's a reporter, y'all. Susan's a reporter that's getting to the bottom of everything. Gosh. Okay, so there is a quilt pattern that I have made more than once. It's the bauble quilt. I've made that lots of times now. It's not my favorite though. I think, gosh, that's such a hard question. That's such a hard question because I literally just finished the Next Mystery Quilt sample. And y'all, I am so in love with it, and I am going to be making it again. And Reflections, I had to make it twice. So, like, I made it, and then I had to make it again to show you guys how to make it. So, like, I do that a lot. I do recreate quilt patterns quite frequently. Temperature rings, I designed and made, and I am making a second one of those. Gosh. That's so hard. I'm not sure that I have just a single favorite quilt. And I mean, maybe my Tumbling Blocks quilt, because that one is kind of like near and dear to my heart because of who cut it for me and all of that. But I'm not sure that I'd make it again. I might. Hi, Linda. Welcome in. Yes, I do know the song Wild Thing. Okay, so Denise, you were also the reporter, Denise. She is also digging to get to the bottom. So no, I was not divorced yet when I met Mr. Siberian Wind. The divorce was pending, basically. I'd already been handed divorce papers, already knew that there was no saving the marriage. It was his decision that he wanted to end the marriage, not mine. But no, it was not. I did not wait until the marriage was, the divorce went through. Of course, I waited till the divorce went through to remarry, but I did not wait for the divorce before Mr. Siberian Wind and I met. No. Let's see. I was thinking it would be cool if you had a signature style quilt to commemorate your first retreat. It would be cool, Laura, but I don't know that I have time to put anything together. So I may do something like that as well. I'm thinking about it. Or just the blocks to symbol later. Yeah, that'd be kind of how I'd have to do it too. Okay. Yeah, I think I've answered everything so far. So what other questions do you guys have? We are asking the deep questions tonight. And I am here for it. I'm not disappointed. I'm here for it. Oh, you're fine, Denise. She's like, I won't ask anymore. No, you're fine. I'm just giggling because it's cute. I don't know. I mean, nobody's asked before. So that's why it's fine with me. I'm not mad at you. You can ask whatever. I put the question out there so you guys can ask whatever. I mean, if it's something that I honestly can't answer, then I won't. But, I can answer that. I mean, it's my life. I lived it. Let's see. I'm getting the spout done on this watering can before I attempt the bottom of it, or the main part of it. And then we'll come back and do the main part of it. I'm liking this too. It's pretty. This is not going to be the quilt that I will ever redo, okay? So for Susan's question, is there a quilt that you love that you would absolutely redo or that you've done twice? I do like this quilt. I won't do it again. This is not that quilt. It's too much applique for me. Which is more comfortable for you, doing a live on YouTube or recorded? Great question, Susan. It is actually easier for me to do lives. With lives, I can hit on different topics and I can take it, kind of by the seat of my pants, so to speak. but I don't have to think, and I don't have to edit. I don't have to do all the extra stuff. However, I will say this. If I want to get specific information across, it is easier for me to do recorded. So like when I do the, oh, and I don't have Mr. Paladin out here with me. I dropped a thread spool and I don't know what color. So I hope I don't need it. When I do the reflections mystery, there's no way I could honestly do that live no matter what, because the moment somebody asks me a question, my brain is going to hop to that question and answer it, or answer comments and such, versus actually getting the information to you about what you need to do to complete the steps. So there's some things that's easier to do recorded like that, but for the most part, lives are so much easier for me because I don't have to think through, and I can take it a little bit more liberally at my own pace if I need to, and I don't have the panic of, am I talking to myself enough? Am I talking to the camera enough? Because you guys are giving me things to talk about too, so it's usually easier for me to do lives. Let's see. You're fine, Denise. Do you miss your old neighbors? I miss you talking about them. Oh my gosh. Okay, so we'll start talking about my new neighbors. I have a neighbor that has a sticker on their garage door that says, "Thank you, veterans." I have a neighbor that has a young kid who is doing push-ups maybe 2 weeks after we moved in. And then my other next door neighbor has 2 trucks. One is his personal truck and one is his work truck. And so we always know if he is working because his work truck will be gone, or if he's home because both of his vehicles will be there. We watched him one day, not intentionally. We weren't like trying to watch him. So don't think we're the what is her name from Bewitched, the neighbor that was always panicking about stuff. We're not that neighbor. We're not that. But he left like 4 different times to go 5 different places. It was funny seeing what he came home with. All right, Chloe asked a question under the link. Do you have a fabric that you will not use because you are saving for something special? If so, what does it look like? Yes, indeed, I do. I am saving. I've got more than one fabric that I'm saving for something special. So one fabric that I am saving is for something special. It is this dark, almost black navy color. It's crazy dark. And it has this floral pattern that makes me think of 90s grandma cover, the coverlets that she would put on her bed, the 90s print. And I have a special project in mind for it. And so I am saving it for that. I still need to get some work done to make sure I know how I'm going to cut it and how I'm going to use it. But yeah, I'm saving it. It's not getting touched for anything else. Not for anything else. The other fabric is actually 5 or 6 fabrics or 7 or 8 fabrics. I don't know how many I've got. I have some silk. I have some fat quarters from silk. And then I have some yardage that came from my grandmother. And so I am going to be doing a silk quilt. No, I have no idea when, and no, I don't know what the pattern is going to look like. All right, and then the next question came in from Pat. After doing a live where it didn't go so good, what do you do to de-stress? Oh my gosh. Usually I play games on my phone. Believe it or not, I zone out with my phone, because if a live doesn't go good, it's usually because of internet issues, not because of the crowd. Usually the crowd doesn't bother me, no matter what you guys say. It never. I have a thick enough skin; it doesn't bother me. But that, or I will go and sit and watch Netflix with my husband, or just watch my own show on Netflix or something. I do a lot of that kind of stuff. That's usually my go-to. And lo and behold, I think that thread that I knocked down earlier is the one that I do actually need. Let me see if I see it. Because Mr. Paladin isn't out here to go get it for me. And no, I do not see it, so I do not know where it rolled off to, and it could be anywhere. The garage does slope that way, so there's no telling where the thread went, but it was kind of the color that I needed. I wonder if I can use one of these others. We're going to see. Let's see. Dora Lynn says, quilt blocks from the other retreat I have been at, we made for our favorite blocks and then share them with the others at the retreat. See, I did think about doing something like that, but I didn't want to do it because I have been to events and such where I have to make something to bring to swap. And to be honest, it gets exhausting for me to have to make so much to make for other people to take home with them. So I reserve doing stuff like that for when I've got like years to do it. Like when I have a lot of time, not when I'm going to have to rush to put a quilt block together. So I haven't been doing that, but there might be something else that we do. I have a couple of ideas. Let's see, another song. You want to be where people are all the same. You want to be where everybody knows your name. I think I've heard of that song, but I'm not sure if I have. I couldn't tell you for sure, Denise. I'm not sure. There's a lot of songs that, I might know, but I might not. So just assume that I haven't heard it. Thread diving time, right, Chris? I know. At the first retreat, a daytime retreat, we each made a block that the size was the same for everyone. We made signature blocks how we wanted. The quilt was put together at the retreat. See, that would be a great idea, but I want people to be able to do everything that they need. And I didn't want to take away from being able to do that. So Paladin is out here now. Somebody heard my call, but I don't know where it's at, so I think it's okay. I'm going to just use what I got. So we have Puppy Dog in the house, y'all. You want to come say hi? You want to come say hi? Come on. Come on. Come say hi. Are you going to get up here? No, come here. Come here. Come here. Come say hi. Oh, there we go. We have a puppy dog, y'all. You guys are seeing the back of him. Let's see if I can. There we go. We have a puppy dog. He came to say hi. Okay. Thank you, buddy. Okay. Thank you. All right. Let's see. Where am I at? I want to know what motivated you to start channel and then to start doing live videos. That's a good question, Denise. I like that. So I really kind of did it both out of boredom a little bit originally. I started it out of a little bit of boredom. I wasn't completely bored. But I was a little bit bored. So that's kind of how I got started with doing a YouTube channel. And I joined Katie over at Greenland Quilter. Oh, thank you, Susie. She's saying Paladin's so handsome. He is, isn't he? So I joined Katie on a 6-hour live stream for New Year's Eve into New Year's Day. And I did that to see whether or not I was okay being on camera and talking to the chat. So I wanted to know whether or not I would feel okay doing it. And that was a safe way for me to do it, because then I'm on somebody else's channel. They're responsible for everything. And if I just so happen to need to take a break or leave, which I had to take a couple of breaks. Oh, it is from Cheers? Okay, gotcha. I figured that that's where it was from, but I wasn't sure because I never really watched that show. I know I'm the weirdo. I'm totally the weirdo. But the experience with Katie was really good. It came out fantastic. I really enjoyed spending the time there on the chat and on the Zoom with her, and I really felt comfortable. I didn't feel like I was doing something I shouldn't be doing. Like I didn't feel out of place being there. So that's how I kind of got started with it. And then a lot of the way that I do things is really built off of wanting that sense of quilting community and wanting to foster it. So things like the Sew and Tell giveaway and the raffles and all of that I do is about building that community. So I really do enjoy that. Ooh, just saw some lightning. Let's see, where am I at? Oh, hi, Ray Ann. She says, I like your quilt rack. I like your quilt rack. Thank you. And let's see. Hi, Regina. Welcome in as well. Glad you're here. So this quilt rack, so guys, I tell you, I am so sentimental, more than I should ever possibly be. So the thread rack I built from pieces that came from a friend, pieces of wood that came from a friend. This quilt rack was actually a friend of mine's quilt rack, and she brought it over to my house at one point to keep it from disappearing in her divorce. It was a whole big deal, but I was keeping it for safekeeping. When it came time that she could have had it back, she didn't need it back at the time, so she let me continue to keep it because I was actually using it. And then she passed away, so it became mine because she passed away. And then that tumbling block quilt, you guys have heard the story about that probably before. Same thing. She gave me the pieces and then passed away. So two different items that I have are from people who were my friends and deep friends at the time and are no longer with me. So I kind of hang on to them. I like them. Susan says, when my daughter graduated from college, I made FPP blocks with an off-white strip in each. Had family and friends write a message to her on it. Yeah, see, I've thought about that too, but I'm just not sure yet. I'm still debating. That's okay. It saves me from creating blocks. See, there you go, Dorlyn. See, I don't want to create extra work for everyone. I want you to be able to come and enjoy your time. Hi, Cynthia. Good to see you. Oh, I've missed you. I'm glad you're here. But yeah, I want people to be able to come and enjoy their time at retreat. And sometimes I feel like if, we have projects like that you have to do before you come to retreat, then you might be a little less likely to enjoy yourself. And that's not what I want. I want you to enjoy yourself and to be able to relax and have a blast and make friends and sleep in your pajamas or, sew in your pajamas, whatever, I want you to have a great time. And if you have to stress a lot about all of these different things that you have to do before you come to retreat, I don't feel like you're going to enjoy it as much. So I want you to bring what you want to work on, reflections being the exception to the rule. You need to bring reflections with you if you're working on it. But other than that, bring whatever you want to work on. I would love that. If you want to create blocks for Quilts of Valor and bring them, I would love to incorporate them into quilts. The quilt that I'm working on right now for Quilts of Valor is a conglomerate quilt where people from all across the country made blocks and sent them in, and I'm turning it into a cohesive quilt. And we have some blocks that came from someone local that donated those as well. For same thing, just put it into a Quilt of Valor however you can get it. And I love doing that kind of stuff, so I don't mind it one bit. So if you want to bring extras, we're not going to turn them down. Friday morning, the 11th, I may actually be at the send-off for the veterans and active duty service members going on the September 11th and 12th trip to Du Bois for Patriot Express. So I'm going to have to take a little bit of time out to go do that morning. But then I'm coming back, but I may be doing a Quilts of Valor award that morning. So we'll see. I don't know if I am or not yet. I will find out soon. Denise says there are so many channels that are spinoffs from So Yeah. Not enough time and day to keep up with all of them now. You see, that's the other thing too. I'm not going to change the kind of content I create. I'm not going to start selling a lot of stuff just to sell stuff. I will sell quilts like once a year. I do Christmas in July usually. This time it was in April. But, I will sell stuff off occasionally when I have stuff available. But yeah, I don't want to turn into a sales site. That's never been my intention. I don't get a kick out of being on those sites, so I'm not going to create one for myself. Let's see. I've missed you, says Cynthia. Driving to my mother-in-law's after a mom-son movie date, we watched Hadestown. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. It's like graduating and gradually losing lack of friends. Yeah, I know. It is. None of these friends were actually in high school with me, though. All of the friends that have passed away have passed away as an adult. Is the next block of the month going to be a different name? Yes. So after Reflections Mystery, yes, the next quilt will have a different name, and I will be releasing that on the 16th. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. You guys are gonna love this next one. If you didn't, whether or not you love Reflections, you are going to love the next one. You're just going to die for it. It's going to be fantastic. I mean, people who have seen they saw a blurry version of it, fell in love with it, absolutely fell in love with it and want to do it. And they haven't seen it up close. And then those who've seen it up close, like the quilt shops and all of that, they are loving the idea. They love the quilt. So yes, you are going to have a blast doing the next one. And it is going to be a different name. I will say it's going to start with a T. So this one started with an R. The next one's going to start with a T. And we're just, that's all I can say so far. I can't tell you any more because I don't want to give away too many details. But that is it. That is the next one is going to be something like that. All right. So now I've got little water droplet things that go onto the watering can, but they don't show up as much as I would like, but we're going to do them anyway because I don't need it to stand out that much. We don't need it to be phenomenal. We just need it to be there. We don't need it, but we're going to have it there. I'm going to put it that way. You guys are awesome. The next one, you can do, in case you guys did not do a Quilt of Valor version of Reflections, which I will be honest, the Reflections Mystery Quilt is not a good fit for turning it into a 60 by 80 quilt for Quilt of Valor. You would have to add different size borders and such. The next one is going to be, I need to measure it so I can tell you guys how big it is without borders, and then how big it is with the basic borders. I've got to add the borders first. But you could add a different border set, and I'm going to provide a different border set for the next mystery quilt. So if you wanted to turn it into a Quilt of Valor, you definitely could. So there is hope if you want to turn it into a Quilt of Valor. One person has already, one quilt shop has already said that they're likely going to do Christmas with it. My sample is in Quilt of Valor appropriate options. So my sample is in red, white, and blue, plus a couple colors. So, but I'm so excited about it, y'all. I'm so excited. I sent it to somebody who is not a quilter, and because I was like, I have to show this to someone. I was like, I know that you don't quilt and you don't understand how much of an accomplishment this is, but I had to show somebody because I'm just so stinking proud of it, because it's pretty and it's beautiful. And they're like, it is beautiful. I'm like, thank you. That's all I needed to hear, is that it's beautiful. So there have been some people who've seen it, other than just quilt shops, but yeah. Aw, you guys being so sweet and nice to each other in the chat. I love it. So now I'm curious, what's the next question? Next question. Thank you for that question, Joan, by the way. I like that. Yep, it is going to definitely have a different name. Aww. That will make it a little bit easier to track as well. And so once I publish the information on the 16th, there will be another playlist starting on the channel that will give you more details about the next mystery. So you can watch the playlist and follow that playlist specifically so you don't miss anything about the next mystery too. All right, we're done with that one. And we're not going to leave a lot of space. I'm just going to leave the thread on here, and I'm not going to cut it. And I'll show you guys up close here in a minute just what I did. And this is kind of a cheat code that machine embroidery gets away with a lot. And I'm going to show you guys what I'm doing. The chat went so quiet. Guys, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button for me. I appreciate it. YouTube pays attention and sends more people my way, the more likes I get. So YouTube does listen in. It's like the next Facebook. YouTube listens in. I think somebody's been watching my YouTube. I think my husband has been watching my YouTube. Because I was getting all these baseball suggestions. I'm like, I'm not watching that much baseball. I'm definitely not watching basketball. And why the heck is this tennis stuff on here? I never watch tennis. So I think he was watching my YouTube. Aw, thank you, Chris. She says, done for the thumbs up. I appreciate it. All right, let's do needle up. We're gonna put needle down, or needle up again. There we go. And then I'm gonna show you guys once I get this last little water droplet thing from on this watering can on here. You guys will get to see that. And then we're going to do the flowers, I think, next time that I work on this. Because we only got like 20 minutes left. And these flowers are going to take a hot minute. Because I got to figure out where they got to go to. I've got them all cut. I got them all cut. I got them cut today, believe it or not. I had enough time after finishing a quilt top to get them all cut. Tammy, I previously asked what genre of movies or series. Oh, I missed that. I'm sorry. So I tend to watch a lot of drama. So right now, the husband and I are watching Scandal. And a friend and I are watching Suits because I've seen it before, but you know, I can always watch it again. It's not a big deal. Oh, good night, Chris. Thank you so much for being here. She says they're either telling her it's bedtime. Absolutely. Sleep well. Put some fabric on the way to bed. I watch a lot of drama. So my series that I'm watching by myself is The Closer right now. I tend to watch things all the way through until I'm done with this entire season or the entire series. So I watched all of Grey's Anatomy, all 20-something seasons of Grey's Anatomy that was on Netflix. And I would not watch anything else until I watched that all the way through. So that's one of the things that I do with my watching history is that I do tend to, like, once I start watching something, I'm stuck with it until I'm done. I do watch some fantastical stuff. So we've watched, gosh, what is it? I can't think of the name of it. We've watched Supernatural. Like, we've watched stuff like that too. I don't tend to watch a lot of sci-fi, and I don't watch a lot. I watch some fantasy, but I don't tend to watch a lot of comedy. I don't watch a lot of romance stuff. It doesn't appeal to me anymore. Let's see. Denise says those quilts are treasured by recipients. I remember when my husband wasn't allowed to wear uniforms around town after Vietnam, we still had the draft then. Yeah, I totally hear you on that, Denise. Susan's got a good question. If I listen to podcasts, what ones do you listen to? The only one that I can say that I actually listen to, and I haven't listened to it in months, is I think it's My Quilting Life. It's with Sherry and Chelsea. I watched that one. I can't just listen to it. I have to watch. Ooh, there's some thunder. We getting some storms. We've needed them. But I don't listen to a lot of podcasts. I used to listen to the murder mystery ones. Mr. Siberian Wind has a couple that he was listening to when we were on the truck. And so when I'm in the car, if I have something downloaded, I can listen to it then. But I'm usually not in the car by myself for any length of time to be able to listen to podcasts anymore. So I really haven't for a really long time. I'm trying to think of the name of the one. Oh gosh, I can't even think of the name of the one that I ran into that's, oh, I don't know. I can't remember what it was called, but it was some kind of murder mystery podcast. Okay, let me show you this real quick while I'm thinking about it. Okay, so these 3 teardrops are really close together, okay? And when you do machine embroidery where it is done by the machine in a hoop and it's automated, what you will find is they will stitch to tip a point like this, and then it will jump over. And then when it stitches this one all the way around, then it will jump over. So what I did down here, you may not be able to really see it on camera. I don't know. I'm trying to see if we can get it to focus. Let's see, it's focusing on the red fabric, but not focusing on these. But there is a little thread between each of these teardrops. I just left the thread there. There's no sense in cutting it and trying to bury threads when they're going to be that close together, and nobody's going to be sitting there putting their finger through it. So if it's less narrow than your normal zigzag stitch, then just leave it. You can just do a jump stitch. Aw, Cynthia misses talking to Denise as well. You guys are so sweet. You guys are so sweet. Okay, so this is where we're at right now with August and September. So the next time I pick this up, it may be end of September, so please do not panic about that. I will get back to it, but it may be then before I get back to it. We have these flowers, and I'm holding the little yellow center in place, the orangey yellow center in place. There we go. So we've got these pink flowers. We have these pink flowers with a bigger center in them. And then I am actually doing something that you guys will be shocked by. You already know what's coming if you're used to me hearing that from me. You already know it's coming. We are doing these yellow flowers. Okay. So there's going to be 9 flowers on here total. And then there's spots for buttons to go. And I did not buy any buttons for this yet. So the buttons are going to have to come later. And I don't know that I really want to hand stitch them, but I may have to if I quilt it and then put the buttons on. But if I don't, then I really can't quilt right up next to them. So the way that the pattern is designed, this is the layout of it. So you guys can see here's a flower, here's 3 buttons. So I've got to find little bitty buttons that will work for this that I'm happy with, but I'm going to wait until all the flowers are in place. So the way that the watering can looks like, you can see it up in the picture up there, but I'm not sure how clear. So all of these flowers and little bitty buttons are cascading down from the watering can. Okay, so that's August and September. So thankfully they give me 2 months, which I kind of need right now because I'm that far behind on stuff. So this is not going on the wall until the flowers are put into place over here. So they will go back up. They will go on there before we go up. So I'll get back to that later this month, or I'll get into it in September. Laura says, Denise, our Vietnam veterans were treated horribly. They were. They very much were. Good question. Dora Lynn is asking, how many fat quarters do I need to bring to the retreat? Bring 3. You can bring 6, or you can bring 9, or you can bring 12. If you want to bring more, you can, but you only need to bring 3. You will leave with 3 fat quarters by the end of the retreat, one way or the other. So if you bring 12, you'll end up with 12. So you can use 3 different fat quarters every night. We've got 4 nights, and we can play left, center, right every night. So you are still going to have fat quarters going home with you. You're not going to lose them. We're going to make sure everybody goes home with fat quarters. You're just not going to go home with the ones you brought because somebody else is going to want them. So bring fat quarters that you think somebody else would like, or that you're not worried about not bringing home with you. Again, if you want to bring 12 different ones, bring 12 different ones. If you want to bring 12 of the same, bring 12 of the same. Whatever you want to bring. But you need at least 3 to play 1 round of left, center, right. Thank you, Laura. She says that that's going to be beautiful. I hope so. I hope so. I do know my rubber boot will be a different color. I have a shiny dark pink that I will use for that. Oh, that's going to be cute. That's going to be cute. I know my boot is going to not probably, well, it might be yellow. I don't know. I'm going to have to dig through my fabrics that I've got pulled out for this project. I did do something smart this time. I actually put all of my fabrics for this into one bin so that I don't lose them. Hi, Andy. Good to see you. She says, hi, all. Welcome in. It's a late night for me. I'm 10 minutes from done for the night. But I'm so glad you're here. So glad to see you. We've got a lot of people stop in tonight. I'm excited about that. And just don't forget to hit that like button, okay? Just don't forget. YouTube takes a tally for me. So if you do want to bring something to share to everyone, please make sure that you bring, I originally said 35. We already have 36 attendees right now. So probably plan for 40 so that you know for sure that you have enough. Okay. So plan for 40 right now. And then you may have a few extra to take home. But bring them all. I will take them all when you bring them. And we'll divvy them up and everybody will get something special every day. So it's not all going to go out on day one. Everything's going to be divvied up. So you'll get something special every day. I already have plans in place on how that's going to happen. Let's see. What else? Make sure you leave space in your suitcase or suitcases. Make sure you leave some space because you're taking something home that you didn't bring with you. I got a few things that are going home. Let's see. I think that's everything for the retreat so far. I'm going to have more announcements coming up closer to retreat. I am. I do hear thunder though. Let's see. What was your least favorite quilt to make? Oh my gosh. My least favorite. Probably. That's a good question, Susan. Hang on. Now, I need to get more pictures printed, okay? So this is not all of them, but I have an album that has a lot of pictures of quilts that I've made. And quite a few of them I have given away. Let's see. Probably my Sunbonnet Sue. She needs to be requilted. She's in pretty bad shape. I will bring the Sunbonnet Sue to the retreat. So if somebody wants to sit and rip for a while on something that's not theirs, that you can rip on something that's not yours. Let's see. I liked making. I didn't really enjoy making that one, but that one was not bad. It was not horrible. It's not one that I would just say I'll never do again. That might be it. Let me see. Because I can actually show you guys pictures of some of these. And, oh, well, okay, Susan, does it have to be one that I finished? If it's a quilt that it was my least favorite to make, does it have to be one that I finished? Oh, it's raining. I'm going to be getting wet now. Oh, well. I'm looking through. So does it have to be a finished quilt? Did it have to be a finished top? I got so many options in here. Okay, we're to the wedding dress that I made. And the bride in it. I can't show you the bride in it. Let's see. Okay, we still don't have an answer. Okay. Least favorite. Gosh, it's a toss-up. There's two. Actually, there's kind of three. My least favorite never got finished. Okay, so mine does not have to be finished. Good. Okay. That helps. That helps a lot. And Laura, I have a special surprise for you. Okay. All right. It would be this one. This is, it's not a log cabin, it is a log cabin type. And every block had 4 quadrants of log cabins. But the colors are so busy and the fabrics are so busy, this really doesn't do it justice. Oh, Regina, you're going to have to come to the Zoom retreat so we can sing happy birthday to you. And no, I am not singing, but you're going to have to come on your birthday to get the happy birthday sung to you. My husband's birthday is the day before that, so we're going to have to sing happy birthday to you. So this is probably my least favorite quilt, and it's because it was so painful on the colors and everything else that it was just too much. It was just too much. I have another one in here that is also on the least favorite list. And this one actually got handed off to someone else. And she was so happy to receive it because she loves the colors. And guys, this is the same kind of fabrics. They're all very, very busy Meliss fabrics. Back when Hancock Fabrics was still in existence. I never finished this. Like, this is as far as I got. And yeah, it's not pretty. It's not pretty at all. It didn't even lay flat either. How old were you when you started quilting? You have an album of all your quilts. I have an album of most of my quilts. I need to print some more pictures to add to it. So I have most of them. I started quilting after I turned 23 because somebody asked me earlier how old I was when I got married for the first time. And I started that year on my first quilt. And I can show you that one here in just a minute too. And like I said, it's most of my quilts, not all of them, but most of them. I've got a lot of pictures I need to print. Laura, you might recognize these, but they were the ones that I laid out that ended up going into your quilt. You might recognize those. And I do have other pictures of some of the quilts that you've gotten from me. So yeah, I have pictures of, when I was putting a quilt together. So some of the pictures are not the completed quilts. Some of them are. Some of them definitely are, but not all of them are. So my first ever quilt, actually, well, I'll take that back. If you count when I was in school, I do not have any idea who these other girls are, okay? So I'm going to have to cover their faces because I do not have any idea who they are, and it's not fair of me to share their faces without proof of who they are. I am helping hold up a quilt. This is the picture upside down. It is a 4-patch quilt. The entire quilt was a 4-patch. And you guys can't see them up close enough. So there's 4 of us that were making the 4-patch quilt. That was my very, very first quilt. But I didn't even count it because I didn't get to keep it. And it was tied. So yeah, it's that. The very first quilt I made, you guys are going to get to see a different picture. No, I can't show you that one. Hang on. So my son was little. This is my son sitting on his quilt. So I have a picture of my son sitting on his very first quilt. And it was Oshkosh Bagosh and a plaid fabric. And the backing was navy blue. And I still have it. So I can show that to people later. Let's see. Oh, you're so welcome, Laura. Susan says her least favorite was a rescue from Goodwill, and fabrics are muddled, muted colors. The pattern didn't make sense. So I did what I could, and about 9 blocks in, I gave up. Yeah, so my son's first quilt was my first quilt to make. I made 2 other quilts. I made a Noah's Ark quilt that I still have as well. It's been repaired multiple times. I made a Winnie the Pooh quilt, and I put that satin blanket binding on it. That was for a neighbor. I will never do that again. Never do that again. Let's see. I made this one for my parents. It's a snowball quilt. My mom always wanted a snowball quilt. So they got a blue and cream snowball quilt. Back before I still knew what I was doing. Will I give him the quilts? Yes, when I pass away. He's not getting it until then. And I just found a bug. Gotta love him. Oh, okay. He's dead. That startled me. Okay. That is the one disadvantage of being in a garage. You occasionally still get things. So sorry about that, y'all. Sorry about that. Okay. Well, I am going to go ahead and get off of here. It's 10 o'clock. I'm going to turn into a pumpkin soon. Halloween girly, you know, I got to, right? Okay. So with that being said, make sure that you go cut some fabric before you get into bed tonight. Put some needle and thread to fabric. Get that serotonin boost, that dopamine hit. You know you want to. It's going to be a long week anyway. And remember, Tuesday night will not be live. It will be a presentation. It will be a recorded video. So you guys will see me on a recording on Tuesday. And then you will see me live on Friday night with Kathy and Alicia for Yuletide Sampler. Then you will also, on Saturday, you will get Reflections Mystery. You will also get the next Route 66 live. So I will go live Saturday morning. Thank you, Susan. She says that was quite the jump, right? You will get Route 66 on Saturday, as well as the next Reflections Mystery. And then I will be live on the 16th as well, one Sunday, 1 week from today. So just keep in mind, it's Tuesday, I will get out the link for you guys to sign up for the Zoom retreat for August 29th and 30th. So until then, until I see you guys on Friday, because I'm not, again, recording on Tuesday. So until I see you guys on Friday, be safe, be well,